Well, it's maple syrup season, and this is my contraption for boiling down the sap. It's nothing pretty, and it works okay. So it's a propane-fired burner with a large stock pot. I certainly don't fill this pot. You'd be here for days boiling it off. Kind of hard to see what's in there now. There's only a little bit in there. The sap I'm boiling down this morning was pretty close to frozen. So what I do is once I get the sap into a bucket that's filtered, then I pour off some and put it in a pot, and I put that pot on my wood stove in the house. And I'm not trying to boil it off in the house. All I'm trying to do is get it hot. Generally, I don't have the stove running enough to really boil it, but it gets it hot. And then what I do is I bring that out, and then I dump it into this pot. So I'm really not killing the boil all the time. Ideally what I do, and I might do it next year, is set up basically a drip line into this stock pot, so that I'm constantly adding just a little bit. You'll see that with any of the kind of purpose-built evaporators. They have a warming tray with a tap that's just dripping. So this is just connected to a 20-pound propane tank. I've never had any problems with that tank freezing. You do go through a lot of propane, but like I say, if I can keep this thing hot and prevent it from killing the boil all the time, it doesn't work too bad at all. So once the bulk of the water is boiled off outside, I bring it inside to finish boiling it down to its finished product. I like to do this on the stove because it's far more controlled than the propane burner outside, and I can put it on a smaller pot and control it easier as well. And it makes it a little bit more convenient to can it as well, to put it into the jars. So what you see on the right is the canning jars that I'll be using, and they'll go down and be boiled off for about 15 minutes before I use those. So this is in fact the last boil of the year. Outside temperatures through the evenings, night times are staying above zero, and it's predicted to stay warm for the next week. So I've actually pulled the taps. It's just about the end of March, so just about a month of run time. It was about a week things froze up solid. In total, I got 245 liters of sap that I collected. Well, this is our finished product. There's three containers missing. So out of the 245 liters of sap that were collected, I got a little over 6.5 liters of maple syrup this year. So that's more than enough to keep us going for a year, and probably give a few away to folks. Looking towards next year, I got a few ideas, a few things that I'd like to change up and investigate a couple different ways to get away from propane. I've kind of got my eye on maybe building a wood-fired evaporator. Not really sure if it's worth it for the amount of taps that I have, unless I find a way to put more in, but we'll see. Had a lot of fun, and I think it was all in all a good year.